Good morning.
Hi.
I'm Elena,
Kelsey.
and we're going to be explaining the series of balances that we do for the modern classes at CG PAC. These are derived from a variety of modern styles. It's not one pure technique. It's from a lot of Limon and release technique, a little bit of Cunningham, but it's just kind of my own series that I put together based on different techniques that I learned throughout my training. So, hi. The first balance is called tip, and we are doing this as if we were the mirrors are front. In the advanced classes, I usually like to face away from the mirror so they're not looking in the mirror for class. But for your purposes, you are looking at us from the back. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so you are going to take your front leg, the front leg for the front of the room, and then your arms extend straight. So you start in a straight line. We're concerned with keeping all of our bones in line, our spine and our shoulders and our hips and our knees. And she's going to just tip forward. Okay, so the goal is that your knee, your hip, and your shoulder are all in a straight line. You have a straight leg going down, so it's a cross position here. Your arms are also parallel with that leg, the standing leg. Your neck is also, the spine is long, so your neck does not tip up like this, and it does not go way down like that. It's straight extension. So you're thinking that you're pulling your head and your knee to the walls, extending, and that's tip. Okay, so number 2 is called grow. So from the tip position, you are going to extend your front arm. Everything stays the same in your body. Your goal is to pull that bottom shoulder down. So this is flat. You don't want to see any sort of shoulder blades together. They want to be flat, as if you were up against a flat wall. So everything stays where it is. Try not to arch your back. This stays flat. Yes. And then the arms, this is really important. The arms are not extended there. They need to be in a straight line as well, parallel again with the standing leg. One thing about this is you want to make sure that when you go into it, like I said, you want your shoulder to be pulled down. That's your goal, is you don't want to be tipped like that way with your back. You want to pull that shoulder down and really have a flat surface along your back as you extend. Sometimes I even go up to a wall and I show them how flat your back can be and make sure the shoulder blades aren't pushing together but really broad. So number 3 is called cross. So from grow, all you're doing is extending this leg to become a cross. Okay, again, the goal here is toe and head are pulled to the side walls so they're a perfectly straight line. Arm is perfectly parallel with your standing leg. Again, the back is flat. You're not arching backwards. This is flat. Pull down in your bottom shoulder. So this is a nice flat surface. Again, just extending. You don't want to arch up like this, and you don't want to arch back, and you don't want to be sinking. Sometimes they sink, and you need to kind of pinch, like pull them up. Yes, but they should be able to feel it after a while that they're in their perfect cross. And that is cross. Number 5 is called arc. You come from telescope, and you're balancing on the standing leg. You lift your front arm and your knee together, yes, as you come around to this position. So it's a controlled motion coming around from the telescope, controlled lifting that knee to the arc position. The bottom leg is turned out as well when you get there. And the top leg is turned out a little bit as well. It's not parallel. It's a little bit turned out in attitude, like that. So try it one more time. So from the telescope position, you lift, and the knee comes up, yep, and you arc. Yes, that is number 5, arc. So number 6 is called Y, the letter Y. So you come from this arc, the arcing around position directly. The only thing you do for Y is you plie, you press into your standing leg, and you go into a tip. So it's a Y position, but you're tipping. You want to make sure your back does not arch backwards. You want to keep your back in a flat position. Okay, again, extending through the head so everything is in line. Yes, so you come from your arc, you're standing up. Y, you just tip everything by plieing on your supporting leg. And make sure when you plie, of course, the knee goes directly over the big toe. That is Y. Number 7 is called tabletop. So you're coming from that plie Y position. You step up into releve, arms are still up, and then all you do is shift your weight to the front leg, heel goes down to a flat foot, and you go into a tabletop position. Again, a lot of kids try and arch their backs here, the other way. Yep, like ballet, you know, like lifting their leg. You want, again, string of your pants. Pulling, head is pulling that way like someone has a string on both ends of your body. Extending, so it's nice and long. Big thing in here, a lot of times they do, is these shoulder blades come up and there's like a crevice here. You want to flatten out their shoulder blades so that they get their long wingspan. Okay, so it should be the longest they can be. Again, straight leg this time, long wingspan. Really concentrate on them not arching their, or pulling their shoulder blades, but being large, wide, expansive back. Head is in line. Extend those shoulder blades, keep pushing down on that to make them wide. That is number 7, tabletop. 8, this is number 8, it's called pledge, like Pledge of Allegiance. So from the tabletop, this is going to be concentrating on twisting in the spine now, what we're going to be doing. So from the tabletop position, the leg that is extended, you're going to turn toward that leg. Again, it's kind of like the first one, tip number 1, where your knee, your hip, and your shoulder all stay in line, so you don't want your nose to dive down. Yeah, you want to be in line, okay? Except this time, you're going to twist in the back. Knee, instead of being up, is going to be tipped back. Arm is going, sorry, I'm pushing her over, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. You fold the left arm in like you're saying the pledge, and this arm this time can be on an angle. But again, you want to make sure that this is not a curved back, you know, arched backwards. It's a flat back. Again, flat shoulder blades. You don't want any sort of like crevice here. Flat shoulder blades, head is in line. That's called pledge. Straight bottom leg. This is number 9. It's called twist. So just as we did pledge was a twist of our spine, you're going to twist the opposite way, focusing on keeping the hips straight and just twisting in the upper back. So from pledge, okay, so Kelsey's going to go from pledge, she's going to twist up to the opposite direction, keeping that supporting leg straight, and knees are together. Yes, knees are together, pointed leg here. Notice the parallel line of her arm and her bottom leg, okay? Yep, again, broad shoulders, head is straight, hips are turned as much as they can be to the corner so that her front, and then it's her upper back that is twisting around. So go again one more time from pledge. Around, keep those hips straight in line, knee is connected, twisting the upper back. Yes, that is twist. This is number 10, it's called engage, because you're going to engage your glute. So from the twist position here, you have a straight leg, knees are together, you're going to slightly plie in your standing leg, and you're going to lift and engage this muscle. So again, we have a parallel position between your arms and your legs. So a slight plie in this leg, and then you hold this and just have them hold it and squeeze it as long as they can. It really strengthens this position. Here, again, shoulders down, elongation. So go one more time from pledge. Go back to pledge. So you twist to a straight leg, keep those hips forward, twisting in the upper body, and then you go to engage, plie, and lift slightly in your bottom. So from engage, you did twist and then engage, you are going to come up into first position, arms are wide, and brush through. You plie your standing leg, and you lay your top leg on top of your knee. Make sure you lay the ankle there, not the foot, because if you do the foot, you're going to sickle. So you want to make sure the ankle is covered. Your goal here is to be in plie, straight back, broad, wide arms. Okay, so you don't want to make sure you don't arch your back and sit too much. You don't want to like stick your butt out. Don't stick your butt out, but do it. You do it like that. Don't stick your butt out like that. Okay, so you want to keep engaged, Long spine, again, this is the goal for them, is to understand how to make their bodies bigger and longer for performance. So long arms, long spine, sitting, really burning that shin and these muscles right here. That is sit. From number 11, the sit position, you're going to number 12, which is called press. You're going to straighten your supporting leg and rond de jambe around. You are going to hook your foot behind, so now you're going to flex your foot behind the back of your supporting leg, knee, and you're going to press your arms forward, pushing down in the shoulders and out through your arms. Push down, push forward, straight spine, head is pulled up, and you're pushing into that, again, the knee over the big toe, of course. And this is just really good at getting those shins strong, getting your balance, support in the ankle, good ankle strength, etc. But again, keeping those strong lines. And this is really important to keep those shoulders down, not here. Yes, and pressing. Good. That is press. Number 13 is lift. So from press, they're really pushing that energy out forward and into the shin. You are going to lift in your body. Releve, shoulders stay down, and they are going to hold this position as long as they can. I even encourage them, if they fall out of it really early, just get back into it, because what they're trying to focus on is getting that ankle strong. Okay, so this is, toes are wide on the floor to support them, ankle is strong. At first they fall all the time. I say get back into it, really try and start again from press. But again, shoulders are down, hands are reaching to the ceiling, contrasting with pulling the shoulders down, right? And then long spine, again, don't arch in your back, and you're still hooked foot, that you're up in releve as long as you can, but really focus on keeping that there. So, it looks like this. After you came around, you pressed, and you basically just press into the foot, and you lift up. Make sure you're keeping your tummy tight. I tell them a lot, squeeze your behind, and keep your tummy tight as you lift, and it's nice and controlled. That is number 13, lift. Okay, this is number 14. It's called string hinge. So out of the releve, they step through to the front, and their arms come down, and it's called string hinge because it's like you have a string attached to your knee and a string attached to your ankle, and you lift your leg, okay? You don't actually do this, it's just a visual. You're going to plie the supporting leg, and shoulders are down, arms are reached. What's difficult about this for them? The knee is turned in. Okay, so it is not lifted straight up and down. It is a flat tabletop there. One thing that's difficult as well is I want their arms to be parallel, and I don't want one pull. It's like you have to twist. Again, it's about twisting in your different parts of your back. So your upper back is twisted to be forward to your corner, and then the bottom of your body is twisted, twisting right, for example, in this position, and her upper body is twisting left. So again, we're getting that contrast of twisting in your spine. So they come under, I want their shoulders to be parallel with each other, right? And then you're lifting in that hip and in plie. Yeah, make sure they're not rolling into the ankle, the supporting leg. Yes, but really pull that front shoulder forward so that you have a straight line here, parallel arms. Again, try not to pull this arm back. It's more about these being parallel, and then you could like balance a cup of tea right here, or coffee, or the beverage of your choice. Number 15 is called X extension. You're going to come from the string hinge position, and this is going to be a suspension balance. So your arm that is the same arm as your standing leg is going to swing down, and you are going to lift your body into releve. So you're in releve on your standing leg, and you're in an X tilted position. Again, shoulders down, reaching as long as you can, really stretching this whole side of your body. So from that leg up to this arm extending, and then you're going to land on that foot, and your arms come over the top for the next. We'll show you the next one in a second. Okay, so this is number 16, bowling. So you came from the X extension, which was a suspend, and then you're going to step and your arms circle in front of your body in a half circle, and you go down into a balance where your knees are basically together. Your standing leg is bent as far as you can in plie. It's kind of an odd looking position, but it's a good balance. You basically want to pretend like you're bowling and you're really twisting again in that body, okay? Keeping broad shoulders, your arms are reaching toward that back foot. So again, from X extension, you're up and releve and suspend. You go down into a flat foot to bowling. Behind you, really reaching for that back leg and looking at it as well. Number 17 is called K, or kind of looks like Katniss from the Hunger Games, so K for Katniss. You come from the bowling position. This is all out of strong balance here. Your arms swing under as you step out, and then you go into a K position. It's kind of that same as the string hinge where you're lifting the outside of your leg. You can balance something here. Shoulders are down, extending, straight line from your head, through your hip, down to your ankle, and then this knee and your hip should be in line. And it's also in plie. Yeah. That's K. Number 18 is called release, and this is our final move in our balance sequence. What you do is from K, you're going to take the leg that's up in the air into passe. Your arms come down. The goal is to make your chest as wide as it can be by spreading your shoulders. Your arms go into a low V. They open up into a low V, and you lift into releve, and it's a lift of the chin. Make sure not to have your head right back like that. You don't want to hurt your spine. Lifting of the chin, and it just opens up, and you hold the releve as long as you can, and then a controlled release. Yeah, so this is just their final moment. Get all the air into their body, oxygen, open your shoulders, have a final moment of release in your body. And sometimes they can hold it for 20 seconds, and sometimes it's 2, but just, you know, they're having a good day, a bad day, whatever, but it's just a final moment and release. Again, if they fall right away, encourage them to get back into it. That's your balance sequence, 1 through 18. Hi, okay, so now we're going to do the whole sequence in a row. I like to use the song Where the Streets Have No Name by U2. It's what a lot of the dancers are used to. You can use what you like, but that is the song that we usually use. It just has a nice sound for it. It's nice and soothing. So Where the Streets Have No Name by U2. I just press play. A lot of times also I turn the lights off if it's a day class, you know, a class during the day. Obviously, because again, it just kind of soothes them and calms them down to focus. Now we're going to move through them kind of quickly just because we're showing you the sequence, but I do also encourage them to hold each position, you know, for a good 5 to 10 seconds so that they're strengthening their muscles. We are going to do it on the other side now. We demonstrated on the left side. We're going to do the whole sequence on the right side now so that you can see the difference. So we begin with tilt. Extend of the arm. Remember, you're pulling the back